Oh my god, guys, this battle was freaking insane. This battle was a roller coaster of all different kinds of emotions. Holy crap. So, this guy Evan hit me up on Twitter. He was looking for a mixed OU battle. So, this is my battle against Evan. And he's actually bringing a pretty interesting team. He's got the Honchkrow Slowking, Espeon, Mega Swampert, Raikou, and I was deathly afraid of this Raikou. For some reason, every time I come across Raikou, it destroys me. But I was definitely looking out for that. And finally, he has the Garchomp. Now, looking at my team, I'm bringing more of an interesting team. I've actually brought back Swagmire the Quagsire. I haven't used this guy in fucking forever. So it's good to be back. I'm also bringing the Magnezone, another Pokemon I haven't used in a while. And now, as you guys are seeing, I'm actually using a Hoopa on my team. Now, funny thing about this Hoopa, I actually messed up royally when it comes to this Hoopa. And this will come... it'll be something that happens a little bit later in this battle, but I fucked up so bad. So basically what happened was, I actually had a battle right before this battle, and for this battle, I was actually not going to use Hoopa originally. So I put Hoopa in the box, and for whatever reason, whenever you put Hoopa Unbound in the PC, it actually reverts back to its normal Hoopa form. So I think you guys can see where I'm going with this. So I originally wasn't planning on bringing Hoopa, but I decided last minute to bring Hoopa, and I forgot to change Hoopa's form to its Unbound form. And that will come into play later in the battle. You guys will see that I fucked up so bad. But I've also got the Arcanine, Togekiss, and the Mega Gallade. Now this battle, guys, was freaking insane. I think you guys are going to love this one. So the battle begins as my opponent leads off with his Garchomp, and I led off with my Quagsire. Now this is actually pretty damn good for me because Quagsire can actually wall this Garchomp all day long. So my opponent actually goes for the Swords Dance. I guess he didn't know or he forgot that Quagsire gets the ability Unaware. So his Swords Dance is basically useless. Unaware basically negates all of his stat boosts. So I'm actually going to go for the Stockpile there, which raises my defense and special defense by 1 stage. As he goes for Earthquake, I take that like a baller, and I go for another Stockpile. So now I'm at +2 defense and +2 special defense. So I'm going to get some Leftovers recovery, and Quagsire is looking fucking fantastic here. So my opponent's going to switch out. He's actually going to bring out his Espeon, and the reason, or because he brought out Espeon here, I kind of felt like he'd probably have the Grass Knot, but I figured that since my Quagsire is at +3 special defense, I could probably live it, or at least live it kind of okay. But as you guys will see, he does in fact carry the Grass Knot, and I take it not very well at all. But I go for the Earthquake there. It does an okay amount of damage considering how low my Quagsire's attack actually is. But Espeon's pretty frail. So I'm going to get some Leftovers recovery here, and obviously I'm going to have to switch out here because Quagsire, even at +3 special defense, is not going to be able to live a 4-time super effective Grass Knot. So I'm going to switch out. I'm going to bring out my Togekiss now, as my opponent makes a great play predicting the switch, goes for the Calm Mind. So now my opponent's at +1 special attack, +1 special defense, and that is pretty damn scary. So he's going to get some Leftovers recovery of his own, and he actually makes another really good play, and a terrifying play at that. He goes for the Baton Pass, so I knew exactly what he was going to do. He's going to Baton Pass out into his Raikou. So now his Raikou, which is probably the biggest threat on his team, is sitting at +1 special attack, +1 special defense. And I foolishly go for the Nasty Plot there, so I'm obviously going to have to switch out here. I don't want to take a super effective Thunderbolt. I bring out Swagmire again, hoping he didn't go for like the Grass Knot or Hidden Power Grass or whatever Raikou gets. Thankfully, he does go for the T-Bolt there, and because Swagmire is a ground type, I'm actually immune to that. Now right here, for whatever reason, he actually decided to switch out, which gets rid of his Calm Mind boost. I think he actually probably could have killed off Swagmire with any other attack, so I'm really not sure why he switched. But I go for the Recover on the switch, which is fantastic. So that means that Swagmire can stick around and troll another day. So he brings out Honchkrow. He's going to go for the Night Slash, which does a sizable amount of damage. As we see, he's Life Orb. So basically, Swagmire's going to come back in here and do the same shenanigans, setting up stockpiles all over this guy. And I just go for a stockpile there, raising my defense and special defense. Get some leftovers recovery. My opponent actually switches again. Honestly, I think he probably should have just stayed in. But I actually predicted the switch into the Espeon. I went for the Scald, and I probably should have just gone for the Earthquake, but I didn't want to go for the Earthquake on the off chance he stayed in with Honchkrow, but I actually thankfully get the burn on the Espeon, and the burn is actually going to cancel out his leftovers recovery, which is nice. So I'm going to get some lefties recovery. I know exactly what he's going for. He's probably going to go for another Grass Knot. So obviously I'm going to have to switch out here. I don't want to lose my Quagsire. So I'm going to bring out Nettie, and I decided to bring out Magnezone because I knew that Magnezone resists both of Espeon's main attacks, Grass Knot and the Psychic. And I'm Assault Vested on top of that, so as you guys can see, Magnezone here walls this Espeon pretty damn well. So he's going to go for the Psychic now, and it does an adorable amount of damage to my Magnezone. And I go for the Flash Cannon there. I didn't want to go for the Thunderbolt on the off chance he switched into his Garchomp, so I just went for Flash Cannon to be safe. I knew it would take out the Espeon anyway. So now he is going to decide to bring out the Garchomp, and I'm going to have to switch out because I don't want to take an Earthquake. I go out into my Togekiss because I was thinking that I'm immune to both of Garchomp's stabs. He goes for the Swords Dance on the switch, which is pretty damn scary, and he goes for the Stone Edge. So now, unfortunately, my Togekiss gets destroyed. And Togekiss was one of those Pokemon I really couldn't afford to lose in this battle, so that was really freaking bad for me, losing Togekiss so soon. But I'm going to bring out Swagmire again as he goes for the Earthquake. It's not going to do too much. And actually, I take that back, it did a dickload of damage. But lol, I lived on 69 HP, and I go for a stockpile, so Swagmire's in here again doing his thing, setting up stockpiles and basically just going for Scalds, trying to pass burns on things. So now my opponent falls for Swagmire's shenanigans again, and he goes for the Swords Dance. I guess my opponent really had no idea that Quagsire got unaware, but I actually go for the Recover again on his Swords Dance. So now I'm at almost max HP. So Swagmire is just trolling the shit out of this guy. So he goes for Earthquake. Obviously, that's not going to do too much. I go for another stockpile. I think this is number 2. Yeah, so now I'm at +2 defense, +2 special defense. And I think because of his... I think his Espeon's dead now at this point in the battle. So because Espeon's down, I don't have to worry about anything on his team having a Grass-type attack. Because as we saw earlier, his Raikou actually doesn't pack the Hidden Power Grass. Otherwise, he would have stayed in. Or he would have brought it in earlier. But I just go for a third stockpile, so now I'm at +3 defense, +3 special defense. And my opponent still has not learned his lesson yet. He goes for another Swords Dance as I go for the Recover. Oh my god. Swagmire is just destroying this man. So I'm at full health. He goes for the Earthquake now. It doesn't do much at all. And at this point in the battle, it is time for Swagmire to go in, so I go for the Scald, hoping for a burn. Unfortunately, I don't get it, but I do crit. Obviously, the crit didn't really... it didn't matter because it didn't do much damage at all. But he's actually going to switch out now. And he brings out his Pimp Crow, which is his Honchkrow. So I go for the Scald on the switch. Unfortunately, I do not get the burn here, which really kind of sucks. That would have been nice. But I think he's just going to go for the Sucker Punch, which honestly he would have been better off just going for the Night Slash just for the chance to crit. But I'm going to go for the Scald here, and I actually luck out. I finally snag a burn. I got really unlucky with these Scalds. I was just not getting burns whatsoever, but I finally snag one, and because of the burn, Honchkrow is going to go down here. So Swagmire claims his first, I think it's his first victim of this match. But yeah, Swagmire did so well this game, oh my god. So now he's going to bring out his Swampert, so obviously he's going to Mega Evolve, so now this is Battle of the Water Ground types. Who's going to win? Swagmire's at +3 defense, +3 special defense. So I think we all know who's going to win this battle, so he goes for the Earthquake. it does a laughable amount of damage to my Swagmire as I go for this Scald. Obviously, I'm just praying for burns. Unfortunately, I don't get it. I'm going to get some leftovers recovery. And I think my opponent actually switches out here. He obviously doesn't want to get the burn on his Swampert, which obviously a burned Swampert is a useless Swampert. So right here, this is where sadness strikes. God, I don't even want to watch this part of the battle. So I go for Scald on the switch. Don't get the burn, unfortunately. And he brings in his Slowking. So I go for another Scald. I actually outspeed because Slowking, I mean, hell, it's in his name. He's slow as shit. So I actually do snag the burn on the second Scald there as he goes for Psychic. No, I don't even want to watch this. He actually gets the crit and destroys Swagmire. But holy hell, Swagmire did the fucking finest in this game. Swagmire destroyed his team. Holy shit. So I'm actually going to bring out Hoopa here. Now this is where I fucked up royally. As you can see, I go for the Hyperspace Fury, which is a dark type attack, which would have been super effective, but guess what, guys? Because Hoopa wasn't in his Unbound form, you can't use Hyperspace Fury. I was like, what? I was in a Skype call with my friends when I was having this battle, and I was freaking the fuck out, because now my Hoopa is completely useless, and I just lost Swagmire, so it was not looking good for me, guys. So I bring out Magnezone as he brings out his Garchomp. I'm obviously going to have to switch out here. I bring out Hoopa here basically as death fodder because Hoopa is absolutely useless to me in his base form because I can't use Hyperspace Fury. So I honestly, at this point in the battle, I thought I lost for sure. But I'm going to bring out my boy Gallade, and of course I'm going to Mega Evolve. I actually pack the Ice Punch on this Gallade, which is pretty fucking awesome because it's going to one-shot this Garchomp. So there goes the Mega Evolution. He's going to outspeed, of course, on the first turn. The speed doesn't activate or whatever when you Mega Evolve. So he hits me with an Earthquake. He hits me really hard. It does so much damage. He almost kills me, actually, but I do live, and I smack him with an Ice Punch. It's 4 times super effective, so obviously that's going to kill off the Garchomp. I take some rough skin damage, which really sucks. My Gallade is not looking too healthy. He brings out Raikou. Right here, guys, I was fucking impressed. I actually outspeed the Raikou. I guess maybe he's like modest and I'm jolly. Because I thought Raikou for sure would outspeed. But I go for the Drain Punch, does a sizable amount of damage. It does enough damage and I get enough HP back that I can actually live the Volt Switch from Raikou. So now he's going to bring out his Swampert, and I also carry the Leaf Blade, so that is going to obliterate Swampert, being 4 times weak to Grass. So down goes Swampert, and I believe at this point in the battle, his last Pokemon is in fact his Raikou. And as we saw earlier, I do outspeed the Raikou. No, sorry, he actually has one more Pokemon after this, I think. But as we saw earlier, I do outspeed the Raikou. I go for the Drain Punch. That is going to kill off the Raikou. And forgive me, I cannot remember his last Pokemon. Dark Smooth. That is the Slowking, so obviously I have the Leaf Blade, and that is going to obliterate Slowking, and that is game, guys. Slowking is more specially defensive rather than physically defensive. If that was a Slowbro, maybe it wouldn't have killed, I don't know, but I got a crit. So, good game, Evan. Holy hell, this battle was freaking insane. Jesus Christ, I was not expecting to outspeed that Raikou at all. But Mega Gallade just came through for me. Oh my god. The crit on Swagmire really freaking depressed me. And then, of course, the big upset with Hoopa not being able to use Hyperspace Fury. God, I thought I lost this battle for sure. But great game, Evan. We will definitely rematch sometime. And if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. This battle was a freaking roller coaster, guys. But yeah, I really enjoyed this battle. Thank you, man, for the awesome battle. But like, favorite, subscribe, comment, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links, as always, in the description below. Love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Toodles.